there's one story that has just sprung to mind that I absolutely relish in my mind from the very first gig I ever did with Procol. Right, well, Chris, you can put me right on this. Was it 93? My first, you did some beats. It was 93, yeah. And we were playing with a band that we were about to go on the road again with, Jethro Tull. And we were playing in Germany, and it was the first gig, and I don't know, there must have been about 10,000 people there or something, perhaps. It was an open air concert. That was part of a weekend of rock and roll, you know. I think we were playing in Osnabrück, if I remember rightly. It seems to ring a bell. But we were about to do the biggest song of our repertoire, obviously. And I was thinking I'd quite like to get it out of the way and under my belt, because it's all hanging on me, this tune. Only the intro, of course, for obvious reasons. Kind of quite nice to get it the way it was originally, the original way Gary had intended it to be. And so I think it may have been filmed, but you can see my hands sort of shaking. I was thinking it's about to start, it's about to start, about to start. And Gary was just taking forever. He was going, next song you might know, some of you might know this one. He's playing the piano. It's an old song, some of you might know it, some of you might not. And he kept looking into the wings. And this is only part of the story. So what? Anyway, so next song I said, everybody ready? Everybody ready? Won't be long. It goes a bit like this. I said, I'm very sorry, I've got to go and move my car. So he got up, stood up and walked off the stage. He didn't have his car there at all. And I'm thinking, Gaz, will you please?
It's a great line.
Yeah,
sorry,
I've got to go move
my car.
And I was thinking, Gary, and I was laughing by it. I was really wet at myself. I was thinking, so it actually had calmed my nerves, sort of first gig anxiety, you know. And anyway, he said, anyway, it goes a bit like this. He was Tempo, the drummer. Sadly, he's no longer with us. It was Ian Wallace in those days on that particular trip.
Wallace, yeah.
And he's got some great stories, and in fact, there's a load of thinking about there now. And anyway, so it goes a bit like this. Ian, after you. And he came in completely the wrong song. Oh, ouch. So we still weren't ready. And Gary, oh, stop. Whoa, stop. Oh, dear. He said, I was thinking, for God's sake, can we get on this? We've been going for about 10 minutes this now, and we still haven't even started the tune. So finally, we were about to settle down, and Gary said, he said, sometimes when you're trying to build furniture, it's very difficult to find the right wood. It goes like this, and then we played a Wider Shade, and that was great. The gig was fantastic. Anyway, at the end of it, we went back to the hotel, and we must have been, I don't know, 3 hours after the gig now, and Gary and I had got stuck into a bit of drinking. And naturally, we were both dressed as Arabs. I had a tea towel on my head with black gaffer tape around me, and I do quite a good Arab. Yeah, Gary's not bad at an Arab as well. So we're both now sitting as Arabs at the bar. You know, we'd been praying to Mecca, I think we'd done the whole thing. And this guy came in, and he came up to Gary, and I said, I think we've got somebody that knows us here, Gary. He said, well, ignore him. So we carried on with our Arab things. He said, oh, Mr. Brooker. I said, how did you recognise me? He said, well, I recognise your face. He said, oh, what do you want? He said, you know, earlier you mentioned at the gig that it's very difficult to get wood to build furniture with. Gary looked at me and he went, what? What are you talking about? And I looked at him as well, thinking, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, no, but tomorrow, you know, you are playing in the forest. And there's some fantastic woods there, so I can help you with the wood, because I know a bit about trees, and we could go to the forest and look at some of the wood, and we can build some furniture. Taking it completely literally. Totally true. Tomorrow there is some good wood.